Aiyedatiwa declared winner of Ondo APC governorship primary. Lucky Aiyedatiwa has won the Ondo All Progressives Congress APC governorship primary election, ending a voting process that started on Saturday. The chairman of the election committee and the governor of Kogi State, Usman Ododo, declared him the winner of the exercise in the early hours of Monday. I can confirm that the direct mode of primary election adopted in the 2024 Ondo State Governorship primary elections held in all 203 electoral wards in all the 18 LGAs in Ondo State, Ododo said while announcing the governor as the winner of the election. The Ondo State governor coasted to victory in 16 of the 18 local government areas. Aiyedatiwa amassed 48,569 votes in the primary to beat his closest rival Mayowa Akinfularin, who polled 15,343 votes in the election. Olusala Aka's 14,865 votes got him the third position. The governor lost a large LGA to third-place Stoke. No time to hold grudges. An excited Aiyedatiwa in his acceptance speech thanked party members for voting him in as the APC flag bearer. To all our party members, I hereby accept, wholeheartedly, the responsibility conferred on me as the candidate of our party by the votes of our members who turned out in large numbers on the 20th of April, 2024, he said. Democracy sometimes, after a contest like this, comes with discordant tunes. But this is not the time to hold grudges against anyone, but for all of us to come together to work for the success of our great party so as to remain in power, the governor said. Controversy and protests. Incidents of violence marred the election in Ifdor, leading to cancellation of results. The primary, which was held on Saturday, saw several of the contestants alleging the elections didn't take place anywhere. One such, Falakimi Omagaroy, a female aspirant, described the process as a complete rape on democracy, calling for the cancellation. Advertisement. Omagaroy also lamented the absence of election officials and voting materials at voting centers, saying her supporters could not exercise their right to vote. I am not going to accept it, and now, I am calling for cancellation, and if this is not done, maybe we'll meet in the court, she said while threatening legal action if her demand for a fresh and transparent election were not met. Equally, disgruntled party faithful took to the streets of Akure to demand the annulment of the exercise and the removal of Ododo as the committee's chair. The protesters took their dissatisfaction to the APC State Secretariat in Akure, alleging irregularities in the conduct of the ward primaries across the 203 wards of the state. They described the process as a daylight robbery and urged the National Secretariat of the APC not to allow the state to be embroiled in crisis. One of the protesters claimed no ward primaries were held, insisting that the guidelines given by the National Secretariat of the party were not followed as the committee did not distribute materials to any wards. The party members warned of likely consequences if an unpopular candidate is imposed on them, as it could affect the chances of the party in the governorship election. With the primary settled, Aiyedatiwa's attention now shifts to the main election build for November. His victory came about 3 months after he assumed office as the governor of the Southwest state, taking over from his late principal Rotimi Akeredolu, who died of prostate cancer following months of battling the illness. Let's look into some parts of the state where the election took place in Ondo State and listen to what exactly is the problem and what goes on in some parts of the local government area. As you are watching, try to subscribe, like, share, and comment down below for us to know your opinion on this election. Thanks.
Yesterday, we were called to a meeting, though hurriedly, because of the love of the party. Our principal attended the stakeholders meeting. At that meeting, Senator Omovi Agege told us that this morning they are going to send election materials to all the 203 wards in Ondo State. We stay here in Ijako. We got to this place around 6:30 a.m. this morning. We don't know when and where election material was sent out to Ondo South Senatorial District. That remains a mystery. Yes, that of Ondo North. We are not aware when those election materials were sent out of this place. See, some comfortable people who are at peck of the pecks of the party who rationalize it. But the truth of the matter is that there was no material sent out at that material point in time that we were told. Yesterday, we asked for the whereabouts of His Excellency Governor Ododo, and we were told that he will be coming in this morning. I think he came something around 9 a.m. and we waited there. Shortly after that, he came out that address us. He told us that only when he came, he informed us that election materials were sent out early this morning to Ondo South, when we've been here as early as 6:30 a.m. I don't know whether it is in the spirit. I don't know whether they was happy to those people want to do. I wouldn't know. What we are saying is this: the irreducible minimum request that any party man could ask for his party is that due process should be followed. If we issue guidelines, electoral guidelines, that this and these are these processes, and based on the guidelines, we have moved around all the 18 local government areas of Ondo State. We have campaigned to the people, and only some few set of people to come, manipulate the entire process, and think that we will open our eyes and be looking at them. See, every day we toil to build this party. We spend our resources, no matter how little it may be. If we spend 10 million to build this party, if somebody at the lowest rung of the ladder spend 1,000 naira, that 1,000 may be the reason why your 10 million may be fruitful. So everybody matters in this party. So if they now say that we don't matter, and that some few clique of people can sit down in the cozy comfort of their room and write results, that would be too bad. We also have the right to protest and react. They should know that. So if primary election is to be held, they should consider that there are aspirants who have invested their faith, their belief in the party. They have moved around and give people the hope that if you choose me as your gubernatorial aspirant, and if I win the election, I'm going to do so and so. I think we should take it further from here. What could have given a set of electoral officers they were selected from the national office to come to Ondo State and be doing this? Maybe the national chairman should equally be called to order in this regard and say that, look, sir, your men that you sent to this place, they are not acting according to the guideline of the party. So what we are saying is that just follow the guideline you have released. We don't draw up these guidelines. They did.
Well, exactly what my colleague has just said. We were asked to be here with representatives from various wards to collect materials, voting materials, here this morning by 7 o'clock. I've been here since 7 o'clock, and we waited till 10 o'clock until the man came out, and what he did was to bless us, and he said materials have been distributed. He called somebody, and that one was saying that materials have been distributed to the south and the north. I'm from the northern senatorial district, specifically Ward 2, Ikomoka Akoko, in Akoko Southwest. My people have been calling me, no material, no single material have been distributed to them. The leader of WA movement in my ward sent me a WhatsApp message reporting to me that no material. He didn't even cite anybody, talk less of materials, in Ward 2, Ikomoka Akoko. So what we see playing out here is an agreement, an arrangement by Ododo and whoever he is working for to change the people of Ondo State and to reduce the capacity of our people to openly and legally exercise their right to choose their governor.
What the national leadership?
Well, what they have to do is to remedy the situation by. There's nothing to cancel because you can only cancel what are taking place. We want to tell them that Ododo who came here failed, just like the way they failed in Edo State. Because this is another form of failure. When you are saddled with a responsibility, you ought to discharge that responsibility based on your oath of office and your oath of allegiance to the Nigerian state. Any act, and I repeat, any act or action that reduces the capacity for our people to openly and freely exercise their democratic rights is an anti-democratic practice. And the irony is that people like Ododo, they never participated in the struggle for democracy. Exactly. And what we are now, the remedy they should do now is to set another date. Remove Ododo from supervising this election because it has shown his that he's not credible, he's not honest, and he's not a man to be trusted. He's not a man of honor to be.
You don't have confidence in him?
Absolutely, you cannot have a confidence in a man who was saddled with a responsibility and he failed woefully. This is the same man who was protecting another fugitive. So you can see that for even APC to bring Ododo to Ondo State is a law to APC itself. And our position is that no election has taken place, no material had left here, and we are saying that the leadership of the party should do the needful, send in another person, just like they did in Edo State, to come and conduct another, where people of Ondo State will freely exercise their franchise to pick their candidate. And we are sending a note of warning. We have been in this struggle. We fought for democracy. We fought for this democracy. If this party, and we have been struggling for it, if this party, if the leadership failed, if they failed, refused, or neglected to do the needful, then there is a way we will react, and we will react accordingly.
What happens if the result is announced?
If the result is announced, I do not believe that result will be announced, because you can only announce a result of an election that was conducted. If any result is announced, we are telling the leadership of the party, including Mr. President, who is the leader of the party, that there is no election. No election took place in Ondo State. No material was distributed to the people of Ondo State.
What will be your investment?
Well, I can only speak for myself. It is I represent someone here. I represent Wale Akinteriwa, who is my boss, and we have been working for him. So it is now left for the aspirants to now take a decision of their position.
I'm right here at Bon Hotel, Royal Park Lane, Ijapo Estate, Akure. You will recall that yesterday at the stakeholders meeting held at St. Thomas Event Center, the secretary of that committee that came from Abuja, Senator Oviomagege, informed us that collection of voting materials, which include the register of voters, that is the that is the membership register, the result sheet, and all the materials required for the election will be distributed to the electoral officers, whose name he announced to us in each of the 203 wards of Ondo State, that they should come to Bon Hotel, collect their materials. Accreditation will start by 10 o'clock to be completed by 1 o'clock. Voting proper will start from 1 o'clock and ends 2 o'clock. Then announcement of result. As I am talking to you now, this is 10:30. At 10:30, we have waited here since 6:30, believing that our people will collect the materials. Unfortunately, at about 9:30 a.m., His Excellency the Governor of Kogi State, His Excellency Ododo, came out to tell us that materials have been distributed. At what time, in what places, we don't know. Unfortunately for him, the returning officer and the electoral officer of my ward, Mahi Ward 2, Ilaje local government, who are resident in Ibadan, I told them to come here today so that they can collect the materials of my ward. Now they are here. they have not been able to collect the materials, and he had the effrontery to tell us, all the other aspirants, that materials have been collected and results have been announced at 10 o'clock when accreditation should ordinarily start. So we have asked the question, and he blushed us and he rushed out because he had no answer to our question. He had no answer. We are not people that are being spoon-fed by some godfathers. We have taught to our people, and they believe in us. What we are talking about is there should be a credible election, that we allow our people to vote, and their vote should count. So we are asking the leadership of the party to look into this. If they are not ready for this election, let them postpone it so that the right thing should be done. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to Smart Okason TV show. Keep exploring, stay curious, and never stop getting the latest information happening around. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share to keep the intellect flowing. Until next time, keep sharpening and be smart.